Hello everyone and welcome to a really awesome game from the French Team Championship. It's from round 2 and it's a game between Spanish Grandmaster Alvar Alonso Rosell and French Grandmaster Jonathan Dourerassou. I have no idea if that is how you pronounce it, but let's go with that. And the game comes as a suggestion from David Lada himself, so if you've seen some of the games that he suggested in the past that I've covered on the channel, you know that you are in for a beautiful bloodbath. Now let's check it out. And also one of the things I discovered while preparing this game, okay, you always discover some things while analyzing a game, but here there is one moment in the game where game could have taken a completely different turn and it could have been a entirely different game, but we are only going to discuss that after I show you what actually happened in the game. So let's check it out. Alvar Alonso Rosell with the white pieces opens with d4. We have d5, c4 going for the queen's gambit, and e6 declining the gambit. We have knight to f3, knight to f6, and now g3 going for the Catalan opening, bishop to e7, and now bishop to g2. So this is all very standard stuff, nothing new happening here. We have castles, queen to c2, and now usually here you will see c6 or something like c5 or even d captures on c4, but knight to c6 is a very rare move, and you don't see it very often because it blocks black's c-pawn, and that's something you don't want to do, something Philidor taught us many years ago. So here a3, grabbing hold of the b4 square. Also you want to advance the pawn to b4 at some point, d captures on c4, queen captures on c4, and now just queen to d5, offering a queen trade. Now this is possible, you don't have to worry about any discoveries as the white queen on c4 is attacked. So just knight b to d2, defending the queen, and the black plays rook to d8. None of them want to just capture and improve the position of the other player's pieces. We have e3, and now comes queen to h5, and with this queen to h5 move, it is now as of move 10 that we have a completely new game. We have h3 and now bishop to d6. It's hard to decide how to develop the pieces with black here. You still have to put the bishop somewhere and you want to get your rooks into the game. So you have to figure out how to go about that. Here we have bishop to d6, sort of moving the same piece twice, but black has an idea here. And now comes bishop... queen back to e2. Here, white could have played e4. e4 is a very nice move that threatens e5, and it would really force black to figure out what he wants to do. Probably something like knight to d7, back to b6, attacks the queen, and so on. But okay, here we have queen back to e2, and now comes bishop to d7. Black also could play a very nice breakthrough with pawn to e5. Pretty much solves all of black's problems. If d captures, knight captures, for example, knight captures, queen captures, black's position is now, well, sort of perfect. But okay, bishop to d7 was played in the game. We have e4 now, threatening e5, and bishop to f8, not allowing the double attack. We have castles by white, and here queen back to a5. Now stopping b4. If you play b4, knight captures on b4, you still haven't connected your rooks, and also queen to a4 is coming, knight to a5, and the knight wants to come to b3. So here we have rook to d1, and now queen to a4. As planned, we have pawn to e5, knight to d5, and now knight to e4. So putting a lot of knights here in front of the black king. Knight to a5, black continues to play on the queen side, and now comes knight f to g5, preparing queen to h5, and here black really has to figure out how to defend this position. This is not an easy position to defend. In fact, it's an incredibly difficult position to defend, and in the game, pawn to h6 was played. There are other maybe options, which we are going to discuss after we check out the game, but feel free to pause the video now and try to find the absolute best move for white while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting this incredible attacking idea, and for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is knight captures on f7. Now you have to capture, otherwise you've just blundered a pawn, and well, white is all over the place. So king captures on f7, and now bishop captures on h6, sacrificing another piece. And here, best course of action for black is to actually accept this, but it's not an easy thing to do. For example, if captures, queen to h5 with check, and look at this, king to e7, and now knight to c5 attacks the queen. Very few squares left for that queen. Let's say queen to c6, you can put the rook on c1, and now, I mean, look at it, look at the position of the king, the position of the queen. This is just terrible. Maybe even if black can survive this somehow, most certainly not in a practical game. So after bishop captures on h6, black said, all right, we're not gonna play that. Bishop to e8. Attempted by Jonathan, and now comes bishop to g5. Also, very cool idea is knight to g5 with check, and now after king to e7, look at this, queen to e4, and black just resigns. There is no move black can play here. It's just well, it's just completely unplayable. If you accept the bishop, then you allow queen to h7. Queen to h7 check. Now you give up the two bishops, and it's checkmate. There's no way to defend that. Other than that, after queen to e4, maybe you try to escape with king to d7, but with king to d7, but even that will not be great. Queen to g4 can come, and again, there's no good way to defend this. So, okay, in the game after bishop to e8, bishop to g5 was played, not allowing g captures on h6, which is also perfectly fine for white, attacking the rook on d8, and now comes king to g8. Black finds some safety for the king, bishop captures on d8, rook captures, and now pawn to b4. We have knight to b3, and now rook 8 to b1. We have knight captures on d4. If you don't trade this, there's really no good. There's really no good way to play this with black. So here knight captures on d4, rook captures on d4, and now knight to f4. Going for a little trick here, attacking the queen and the undefended rook on d4. But luckily, white has this beautiful knight to f6 with check, which opens up the g file and allows queen to g4 with check. So g captures on f6, queen to g4 with check, knight to g6. Now the queen also defends the rook, but it doesn't matter. Rook captures on d8, and now after f5, attacking the queen, queen to g5, still not allowing the knight to move, king to h7, and now the beautiful b5. Absolutely spectacular. Now the queen no longer defends the bishop, and if you move the bishop, your bishop on f8 is no longer defended. Well, okay, this by the knight, but it's not going to do you all that much good, because look at this, bishop captures on b5, now comes rook captures on f8. Sacrificing the exchange, but it only appears that way. Knight captures on f8, and now rook to b4. A beautiful attack, attacking the queen and threatening mate in 1 with rook to h4. So you have to play queen to d1 check, king to h2, and now the only way to guard the h4 square to prevent checkmate is to play knight to g6, but that also means your bishop on b5 is left unguarded, and even with the bishop here, your position is completely winning with white. Now after capturing the bishop, you are simply up a full rook, and of course this is instant resigns by Jonathan Dourerassou here, giving Alvar Alonso Rosell a spectacular victory in round 2 of the French team championship. So really a wild attack that happened pretty much out of nowhere after queen to h5, completely new move. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't easy to develop this game with black. Then black started to bring all of the pieces to the queen side, and white just took this opportunity and started sacrificing. But remember when I said that we are going to repeat this, and let's say knight to g5, and here that black played h6. There's another move that black can play here. If you guys are interested, feel free to pause the video and try to find an even stronger move for black than h6 while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting this very, very weird idea. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is bishop to e8. If you found this move, then you truly should not be watching my videos, as you are too strong a chess player. So, you know, big congratulations on that. But to understand why bishop to e8 is so strong, we first have to ask ourselves, how is black preventing checkmate? Look at this. Knight captures on h7, king captures, queen to h5 with check, king to g8, and now knight to g5. How are we to stop checkmate with black? Well, the point is there's queen to c2, stopping queen h7 checkmate, and it doesn't seem like it's all that impressive. Bishop e4 attacks the queen, and again we just checkmate the black king. Sorry about the weird arrow. The problem is white already sacrificed one piece for the attack, and now with bishop to e4, which is the only move for white, black just plays queen captures on e4. Now you've grabbed two pieces for the queen, and you're not stopping there. Look at this, knight captures on e4, pawn to f5, and now you see the real reason of bishop to e8. This double attack and the grabbing of the third piece is the real idea, or the real reason why we play bishop to e8. Now the queen has to move, queen to h4, and now let's say f captures on e4, queen captures, and now just knight to b3. A couple of very simple moves to, let's say, continue the game. You're going to play a5, and whatever white plays, you're going to play a4. And now look at this position. Yes, you are down a queen, but you have a knight, and a light square bishop for the queen. So that's compensation in itself. Another thing, you have a knight on b3, which is a light square. White can never touch this knight. Another knight on d5, also a light square, beautifully protected outpost. Again, white cannot touch this. You have the bishop pair, and you have the two rooks. Black's only weakness in the position is the e6 pawn, which can easily be defended. And okay, you have to be a little bit worried about maybe the pawns marching forward, but you have so many pieces to go after the white king as well. So this is, for example, where things could have taken a completely different turn if black, for example, in this position went for this bishop to e8 idea. I mean, no one finds this move. It's an incredibly difficult move to find, and unless you are ready to really go deep and find ways to give up your queen with queen to c2, queen captures on e4, then maybe, you know, if you really go deep and far, then you will find a move like bishop to e8. But after h6, which is even the second strongest move recommended by the engine, white's attack just becomes too strong, and there was no bouncing back after white just started sacrificing everything, and it was a fairly clean and quick victory, especially this rook to b4 move. Very nicely done. That's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, thank you, David Lada, for suggesting such a wonderful game. I hope we get many more in the future from you. I would like to thank Ravishing Reptiles YouTube, Andrew Nader, Srinikat Minakashi, Ben Benjamin, and Brandon Cole for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check two of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of everything else that's happening in the chess world, and well, just checking up on your wonderful suggestions, as they are always full of really awesome games. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.